back with the first generation Mini Cooper. We are having an issue of no washer fluid coming out of the front windshield wipers or the rear. The first thing we did was take the wheel off, then the wheel liner. This comes off. We checked the reservoir, it holds fluid. Check the electrical connector there, and even just go ahead and feel the lines. After doing this, the pump seemed to be working and we were getting fluid out of the front, so I'm assuming there must have been a slight little clog at the beginning of the pump mechanism. Now on the rear, we weren't getting any washer fluid coming out, so right now the window regulator is missing. I'll show you that. We took this out because we couldn't get any fluid to come out. Initially, the thing I did was it took an air chuck like this and blew it through these lines, disconnected it from the rear wiper motor assembly. Thing to do is take this line off first and blow it through. It took 2 or 3 little blips of air, and then we had fluid pour out of that reservoir onto the floor there. It seems to have dried up since. Then went back and did the same thing with this little check valve, made sure that it blew through. Then we went and tried blowing air back through the wiper assembly. It did not work. So we wound up removing the 3 screws on there and the 2 electrical connectors. There we go. So we removed these 3 screws. There's 2 electrical connectors that go to this. Then we pulled the 5 T10 screws out, and this was the fitting that goes to that check valve. And it looks something like this. Now this piece here goes through. It'll be mounted in that orientation. This goes down there. This goes in there. So we had a clog in this. Your wiper mounts to this part right here. There'll be a locking nut. So you'd remove the wiper blade first, pull this out. So we had a clog right around this midsection, and the thing we wound up doing was taking a really small wire and going ahead and feeding it through as far as you could, take it out, and then carefully make sure you have eye protection, spray a little bit of brake cleaner, and go back and forth for a while. And I wound up getting to a middle spot where I just couldn't get anything to work. So very carefully make sure all the brake clean's out of there and dry. You can either take a torch or one of these induction heaters. I'm in the Rust Belt, so this thing's very handy. And go ahead and just hit this area with some heat. Don't use microfiber because it will melt. I learned the hard way. And then take your needle again and work it back and forth, and then hit a little bit more heat, and just keep going through that process till you get it to go through. Then you can either blip some air through it or brake clean, and just be very careful. Let it cool. You can run it under some water, and that's pretty much the solution I found. So when we go, we'll put this back in. It's reverse assembly, and I would just put a little bit of maybe red tacky grease or something like that on there. Synthetic would probably be good. So hope that helps you guys out, especially on these cars that are 20, 25 years old. They're bound to have these little issues, but they're still good.